I was investing in all these out-of-state markets, and now we're buying deals here. We just did a 24-unit boutique hotel here in Lid, Italy,
Oh, nice.
like 6 blocks from the office, and, that was my first commercial deal here. Up until this point, I owned, like, a lot of single family, short-term rental, stuff like that, and they always did good, but this is my first commercial deal here in San Diego, 24-unit boutique hotel. We bought it for a number with our investors. I started with a 5. We renovate this thing, make it nice, and, it's in a neighborhood I believe in, and I'm like, "Dude, it's just so nice because, we wanna go check in on the renovation, we just walk over there. We wanna go check in on how things are going, we just walk over there." And so, it makes it a lot easier, but it's also a market that I believe in, and so, now my whole, progression has shifted to where it's like, invest for cash flow." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. Invest where you have the competitive advantage, and often it's in your own market." So, I'm curious, what do you think the best real estate investing play is right now in 2024?
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. The new cash flow game.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, this is the new cash flow game, especially in a more expensive market like Seattle, San Diego.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's the ADU play all day. Think about this, Rich. You know this. You can do the math. In Seattle, and I know similar in San Diego. In Seattle, the max ADU we can build, a detached away from the house, is 1,000 square feet.
Just one.
Just one.
That's it. Wow.
Right? One.
Yep.
Behind a single family
Okay.
home. But it costs us $350 a square foot to build it, which is $350,000. Okay? That's what it costs. It's worth $700,000.
Because the comps are 70 or $700
That's
a
right.
foot. Yep.
But it only cost me $350. But we rent them for $3,500 to $4,000
Mm.
for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot ADU. Now you know the 1% rule of thumb. If you buy something for $350, you can rent for $3,500. It's a 1% rule of thumb. You can't get 1% rule of thumb in Hawaii, San Diego, LA, Seattle, the Bay Area, New York, Jersey. You can't. But you can get it with the ADU because the square footage is less. You're giving them less square footage, but the value is still high. The cost is going to be less because you're giving them less square foot. That's why micro apartment work well for me too, because I'm only giving people 300 square foot, 250 square foot apartment building, but we rent them out for $1,400, $1,500 in Seattle.
And because they're new, they're designed to maximize the square
You
footage,
got
maximize the
it. Built
space.
green.
Maybe ceilings are a little bit higher,
That's
so
right. Open
feels
space.
it feels bigger than it really is,
That's
right?
right. So that's a new play. San Diego now, on a single family lot. If it's big enough, you can get 1 or 2 or 3 ADUs in the backyard. And if it costs you $250, $300 a square foot, and you can rent them out for more than 1%, you're winning. You're never going to get that. But soon, everybody's going to catch on, and that cash flow game will disappear. So the new sliced bread right now is ADU right now. I was telling with Brandon Turner, right?
Okay.
When I was
Yeah.
in Maui.
Mhm.
He even agreed. We're like, yeah, I agree with you. The new cash flow game for Maui is definitely ADUs. Oh, Hawaii, period. Because you're giving away less square footage, still get high rent.
Mm. I've never heard of it as the cash flow game, but the way you say it actually makes a lot of sense. I've been saying this whole year, I'm like, my 2 favorite plays of 2024 are 2 things. Buying boutique hotels from mom and pop sellers that we can pick up at a discount and add a lot of appreciation. There's a big disconnect right now. We got 40 million baby boomers retiring in the next 7 years. And then the other play I really love is the ADU play, because we can build at $350 a foot, and then depending on where these neighborhoods comp out, some of these neighborhoods in La Jolla, San Diego, even $1,000 a square foot, right? So now you're adding a lot of appreciation. We get the pocket on the delta, but I've never heard it framed as a cash flow play, but it makes a lot of sense now the way you're saying it. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and only 1,000 square feet.
My student in LA are converting a detached 400 square feet garage for about 120 grand, and they rent them out, bro, for 2,200.
Mm.
That's more than 1% rule.
Yeah.
See, so that's where the play is. When people go, oh, LA, San Diego, Seattle's too expensive. Yeah, but the more expensive, the more they're forcing to allow more housing on single family lot, because that garage didn't cost you nothing. And that backyard didn't cost you nothing. All it costs you is the structure that you put on it.
I agree, man. There's a lot of people that they don't live here, but the people that don't live here, they always say, I'll never invest in real estate in California. And they're investing in all these other areas in the Midwest, but they don't like the bureaucracy and all this stuff. But honestly, the political climate and the bureaucracy and the red tape here, yes, it does exist. And yes, it's real. But honestly, like those barriers to entry is what makes investing in real estate a good thing. You can use it to your advantage.
You got it, bro.
You know,
Seattle, bro. I mean, man, there's so many loopholes. My goodness. But you know what? Everybody still want to be in Seattle. Jobs is up there, big companies up there. and housing is needed bad. And so they getting paid good money. So, hey, they don't have no problem paying $3,500 for a 1,000 square foot brand new ADU all day.
Yeah. I see you on Instagram building a lot of like townhome style
Yes,
stuff.
multifamily. Yep.
Yeah. So you'll build like what, like a fourplex and like kind of townhome style larger units.
Yep. So in Seattle, we have single family zoning where what I do is three things that I do in Seattle. I used to do everything, but now I realize I studied the market. I know in Seattle, in my opinion, the three money making product, buying ugly houses and putting ADUs in the backyards.
Okay.
Okay.
And you renovate the main house too?
Renovate the main
Okay.
house so I can increase force equity in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I build out the ADU in the back. So I'm force equity in these things, cash flow. So I'll keep those. So I'll buy one house and I get two houses out of it. So you're winning all day, right? The second thing I do is multifamily. So they have this zoning where you put townhouses. They have them here in San Diego too. And those townhouses, it cost me all in somewhere between $550,000, $600,000, but they're worth like $800,000-$900,000. So I'm forced equity. And we rent those for like $4,500.
So when you build the townhouses, are you building are you buying an empty lot and then just
I'll
developing?
buy an ugly house
Okay.
that's zoned on townhouse zoning, and I tear down the house and I put
How many
either-
townhomes will you put up?
Anywhere between 4 and 8 townhouses. So I got a couple of sites right now. I'm doing 8 right now,
Got it.
and I put rooftop decks on them. You know what I mean? And we rent them all out.
So a single family lot has the zoning to build basically multifamily
yep.
zoning.
And then the third thing that I do is micro apartments,
Okay.
and that's have a different have more of a commercial zoning.
Mm.
And I just recently did another micro apartments, 5,500 square foot lot. They don't require parking on these because it's in urban village area. And we built a 32 unit apartment building. Average square feet, it's about 280, 290, call it 300 square feet. And the land, it cost me all in 550,000. And the whole building cost me $3 million to build. So I'm all in for 3.6.
That's less than $100,000 a unit.
I got it, bro. That's what it
What?
cost me. And then
Damn. And what do
it's
those rent
all-
for? The micro units.
it rent for anywhere between $1,200 to $1,500.
Dude, that's like a 1.5% roll.
You got it, bro.
Fuck, dude.
And then the thing been appraised at $6.3 million already. So I got easy 50% equity. My all-in mortgage, property tax, insurance, everything is like $20,000. I bring in $40,000 a month in rent.
Dude,
See?
that's crazy, man.
So those are my three things I do in Seattle over and over and over. I go deep on it. I don't go out of state. I don't go do anywhere. I just do single family ADU, multifamily, and then micro apartments. I just go deep with that. And I do it all on my own, no investors.
What when you do the townhomes, I'm curious, is one of your exit strategies to like basically sell them off individually, or you're always going to hold them as one property and rent them out?
But when they get permitted, they are all permitted individually.
Oh, they are.
They're already individually.
Separate parcels and
Separate
everything.
parcel, everything, ready to go.
Ah.
But I keep all of them. So if I ever want to sell, if I need some money, I just sell one at a time, like individual townhouses.
Got it.
But when we permit them and get them all ready, they all got their own separate tax ID number, right? And when I get loans on them, meaning takeout loan, they all have their own individual tax, individual loan.
So it's 4 different mortgages.
Yeah, or 8, depending on how many units.
Yeah,
on
okay,
there.
you do that many.
Yep.
Okay, interesting, dude. So the micro apartments, that's pretty interesting.
The
man. So
micro and the ADU
32
is the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
32 unit building, you paid 500, 600 for the lot, 3 million to build. So your all-in cost basis is about 3.5, 3.6, and
All in,
it's
my
worth
loan is
3.6
$3.6 million on the whole thing. It's worth 6.3, 6.4 million right now.
So you're not only burning, but you're like you potentially pull a little bit of money
That's
out.
what I
the
tell
refi.
people, man. They be thinking, man, can you burn? Man, I'm burning single family. I'm burning townhouses. I'm burning micro apartments in Seattle. The most hottest. Seattle's just like San Diego, bro.
Yeah.
Because you got to know how to force the play, and you got to know what the play is.
What's your take on location in Seattle? What's your strategy there?
Oh man, it has to be in the city limit of Seattle.
Okay.
That's the
So it
key.
has to have a Seattle mailing address.
Yep.
Okay.
It has
What
to
else?
be. That's it.
Okay.
Not Bellevue, not Issaquah.
Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill is part of Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll investor.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. It's got to have to be a city limit of Seattle.
What about Belltown?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
It's too hood.
Nope. Too downtown.
Too downtown.
Yep, too
A
downtown.
lot of condos and all that.
That's
high
it.
rises.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And so there's a certain area of the Seattle market where I focus on. That's where all the opportunities at. And my apartment building, right? They're in opportunity zone. I hold it for 10 years. Am I ever say after 10 years? Tax free, baby.
Mm.
Come on.
No taxes on the gains.
No property, no tax.
property taxes.
Yes, right. No property taxes
Damn.
forever.
And
after
that's for the
10
next
years.
buyer.
If I hold it for 10 years. But opportunity zones in San Diego too. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
See, so you want to find them in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm saying there's a magic of knowing where to really buy and what to buy in your own backyard. Like I know everything about Seattle, and And when I study all the market from all my students, San Diego, same thing. They have opportunity zone in here. It gets to be close to the city. But everybody in San Diego goes, oh, it's too expensive to close to the city. Because they look at La Jolla as an example. Oh, how you no, you don't buy in La Jolla. Like where I live in Seattle, you don't buy where I live. Too expensive.
Yeah, I agree with you, man, because it's like I live in San Diego. I'm bullish on this market, but I was investing all these out of state markets, and now we're buying deals here. We just did a 24 unit boutique hotel here in Lid, Italy,
Oh, nice.
like 6 blocks from the office, and that was my first commercial deal here. Up until this point, I owned like a lot of single family, short term rental stuff like that, and they always did good. But this is my first commercial deal here in San Diego, 24 unit boutique hotel. We bought it for a number with our investors. I started with a 5. We renovate this thing, make it nice. And it's in a neighborhood I believe in. And I'm like, dude, it's just so nice because, we want to go check in on the renovation. We just walk over there. We want to go check in on how things are going. We just walk over there. And so it makes it a lot easier, but it's also a market that I believe in. And so now my whole progression has shifted to where it's like, oh, invest for cash flow. I'm like, no, 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 no. Invest where you have the competitive advantage. And often it's in your own market. Now, if you live in some random market, like whatever, then okay, then go look for other stuff. But if you live in a great market, that's probably going to be the best place for you to invest because you understand it best, and that's where you're going to have the competitive advantage.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, man, is like again, depending on how old someone is, what they do for a living, right? If you're young and you still make good money and you don't mind buying in a expensive market like Seattle, San Diego, because you don't really care for the passive income, as long as you break even, you're happy. You just want to park your money for tax write-off, for appreciation. You know what I mean? Because the people who don't really invest in real estate, yeah, you can brag to say you're making 1 million, 2 million, 5 million a year. But you know what? If you don't own anything, you don't have anything to write off, you're paying half of that shit to Uncle Sam.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree,
you still
man.
ain't got shit at the end of 20 years.
I agree. Real estate's about debt and taxes, man.
It's purely, you look at all the wealthy people, they do it for the tax purpose. Then cash flow is followed by that. The wealthy people are doing it for tax shelter, not for cash flow. See, the poor people do it for cash flow. The wealthy people do it for appreciation and for write-off.
Yeah. That's powerful. So I'm curious your thoughts, man. So like, do you think that if someone's listening to this right now and they want to get started, do you think that they should go and try to do some sort of ADU play or some sort of construction play, or should they maybe go start with an existing property like a single family and renovate that?
If I was coaching someone right now in San Diego and let's say they don't have anything, I would tell them, go find a property in San Diego where you can buy it for about probably 700 grand, right? And buy it as a first-time home buyer with 5% down. And then you have that backyard, right? Renovate the house, live in it. Or after you renovate it, if you change your mind, hey, rent it out. And you might break even, you might pay a little bit negative. But then you got a backyard, depending on what you buy, you could add another 1 to 2 or 3 more ADU in the backyard, and that's the game changer.
Yeah. Let me give you the play in San Diego because I've done a couple of these.
Yes.
So right now, we one of our businesses is a property management company. We manage short-term rentals and the boutique hotels. We're in 8 markets around the country. San Diego, by far, is the best market that we manage in. You don't have to push and pull on these listings. The weather's good year-round, and they just stay full. And so there's a play right now. There used to be 16,000 short-term rentals in the city of San Diego. May of last year, they slashed the supply. They said, we're only going to do 5,500 licenses. And so already a good short-term rental market. And now you can get a license and you never have to worry about the city coming and say, hey, you can't operate anymore, right? And so there's still 800 licenses left from the city. So I think this is the best play. Go get a no money down loan or FHA, 5% down. Navy Federal Credit Union does no money down loans. I've done 2 of them. I still own those properties today. Yes, you got to live on them as a primary residence. Go live on them for a little bit while you set it up and then convert it over to a short-term rental. They don't care what you do after. They know things change. People's plans get changed. They get uprooted from jobs. They go through divorces. And so what you do after, as long as you're making your debt service payments, they don't care. And so what I would do is go buy that single family property on a large lot. I feel like you need to own the land. All these high rises that we see here in downtown San Diego, people always ask me, hey, do you want me to buy this condo? Or do you think I should buy this condo? It's a good play. I'm like, don't fucking buy the condo. You got to own the land. That's where the value is. And so you can buy that single family home, no money down. And now you have a couple things. Get the short-term rental license. That brings in cash flow. And because it's on a big lot, we can add ADU, maybe a couple ADUs. And so down the road, when you have more money, you can put more money into it, build the ADUs, or maybe you go get a private money loan and then they can finance the ADU, right? And now you're getting income three ways: cash flow for the Airbnb, you're getting the forced depreciation from building the ADU, and then get a cost seg study, get all the tax benefits and the depreciation. And if you're working a W-2 job, you can now use the depreciation, because it's a short-term rental, to offset not only the passive income from your short-term rental, but also offset all the income that you make at your day job in terms of taxes and income taxes. And I think that is the fucking play in San Diego right now for someone listening to this.